Good evening, Mustang football diehards everywhere, and welcome to Week 7 of Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Plum TV and the Plum Mustang Sports Network. We come to you from Mustang Stadium on the campus of Plum Senior High School in Plum, PA. And tonight we bring you a huge Quad A Foothills Conference matchup between two top 10 teams in the 5th-ranked McKeesport Tigers and your 10th-ranked Plum Mustangs. And yes, folks, you heard that right. The Plum Mustangs have cracked MSA Sports Top 10 list for the first time since the head coaching days of the great Bill Romito. Plum's ranking and section title run will be tested tonight against the 2nd place and now 5th-ranked Tigers from McKeesport. The winner of tonight's tussle will be in sole possession of 2nd place in the Foothills Conference. For the McKeesport Tigers, they come into this game with an overall record of 5-1 and a section record of 4-1. They're coming off a rout against the AAA Hopewell Vikings by a score of 54-0 and have outscored their past 3 opponents by a margin of 128-9. McKeesport's offense deals a lot with the triple option formation, so we'll have to watch how the Mustangs defense responds to the sophisticated offensive setup. The Tigers will be led by a 1-2 punch on offense by running backs Tymar Sutton and Kalik Hudson. McKeesport's head coach is the longest tenured head coach in the Quad A, George Smith. For the Mustangs, they come into this game with an overall record of 4-2 and a section record of 4-1. Last week, the Mustangs traveled to Connellsville and pulled out a 34-7 victory over the Falcons. Running backs Andrew Soxman rushed for a career-high 123 yards rushing on 12 carries and 3 touchdowns. The Mustangs are looking to take over sole possession of 2nd place with a win tonight and set up a date with 1st place Penn Trafford next week. The Mustangs head coach is Plum grad Matt Morgan. Hello fans, I'm Jake Matolo, and alongside me this evening are Spud Satovich, Anthony Lagnes, Richie Rossi, Logan Carney, and last but not least, let's not forget to welcome another real deal himself, Mr. Todd LaVars, an English and 9th grade TV1 teacher. Guys, the stakes have been raised tonight. If either one of these teams wants a shot at the section title, how can they grab momentum early? Let's start with Logan.
Well, the winner, I'm going to say this straight, the winner of the game is going to be whoever wins the run game. Both these teams play a great defense, have played great run game. That was the loss against PT by McKeesport. McKeesport only threw the ball 5 times, and they only rushed for 93 yards and averaged just over 3 yards per carry. The winner of this game is going to be decided solely on the run game.
Mr. LaVars.
I think that's an absolutely great point here. They're going to need to contain the run game. McKeesport is known for that. They have a lot of options back there. Boy, it's been neat, though, with the Mustangs this year. Someone different's doing it each week, whether it's Nick Coxon, whether it's Kevin Brown, whether it's Ashton Teeter. The list goes on this year. Andrew Soxman, you mentioned before, obviously Will Fuhr. You know what? This week we might be talking about a defensive player making a couple big run stops as the key player this week.
Thanks, guys, for your points. Today's pregame was brought to you by Coca-Cola as Chapela kicked the ball into the end zone. It's a touchback to start this game. We will see McKeesport in the triple option offense led by quarterback Tywan Smith. The senior is in his 2nd year starting for the McKeesport Tigers. He is 6'1", 167 pounds. We'll see the triple option formation with Kalik Hudson behind him, number 21. Motion. Smith hands off for Hudson. Hudson doesn't get much up the middle. Give him 4, 2nd down and 6. And guys, it's full of me already, this triple option with who's going to get the ball and when they're going to get the ball.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of misdirection in this game. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be interesting, like we said in the intro there, to see how they contain. Is it something we adapt to and adjust to, or is it something they keep having new wrinkles to in the run game the entire game? We'll see.
2nd down and 6 coming up for the Tigers. Kalik Hudson is the main back that's behind the quarterback Smith, the leading rusher for the Tigers. Handoff up the middle. It's going to go for number 6, Tymar Sutton. It's a fumble! Mustang football! A fumble by Tymar Sutton. And the Mustangs pounce on the football. 58, Nick Poprocky with number 7, Bill Irvin was there on the play. And the Mustangs get a huge boost to start this game and are close to the red zone and maybe going to try to strike first in this game, guys.
And just the first drive of the series, but we're already seeing the Mustangs doing a great job of controlling the run game against the Mustangs defense. Doing good job controlling the McKeesport run game.
just talking with some of the people up here in the booth with me. They said, really, whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win this game. And right now, Mustangs have the turnover to start the game. Fuhrer hands off for Nick Coxon, and he maybe will get one. Nick Coxon is back this week after a knee injury held him out for 2 straight weeks. He missed the game last week at Connellsville. He also missed the homecoming game against Kiski. And to bring you back to a game, McKeesport probably had their closest game was against Altoona. Altoona had a 17-0 lead on McKeesport in the first half as it's a fumbled snap. It's going to be Soxman, who was behind the play, staying on his feet. He'll be down at the 34-yard line. It was a low snap for Soxman. They brought the Wildcat formation in there on that play, and unfortunately that's going to knock the Mustangs back around 6 yards.
Nice job of scooping that up, though. That easily could have been 6 going the other way if he wasn't careful. So big play there, scooping that up. Still have field position on our side here.
3rd down and 20. Who knows with Jake Chaplas, our kicker. This may be enough range for him. This is around 51-yard field goal range where he kicked last week to set the Plum High School record, beat Pat McAfee's record of a 48-yarder. Fuhrer fakes the handoff. Fuhrer's going to throw. He has time. Fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for Patrick Crossy. And they are going to send out the field goal unit and Jake Chapla, guys.
Why not?
Be huge to command the lead early here in this game.
Chapla attempted 3 field goals last week. One of them was fumbled, so it doesn't really count as a miss, but in the scorebook it does. Chapla, when he was able to kick it, was 2 for 2, kicked a 51-yard and a 38-yard field goal last week, and was 4 for 4 on his extra points. This is a 51-yard field goal. It's the snap. Chapla's kick is a line drive. Is it good? No. It is wide right. Had the distance, but it was just wide right, and the McKeesport Tigers get a huge stop after the fumble by Tymar Sutton due to the ball being no good on the kick. McKeesport will get it at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Tigers.
Wow, he certainly had the distance there. Very close.
Just underway at Mustang Stadium, a battle for 2nd place here at Plum. Plum wins tonight. Plum would clinch a playoff spot. It'd be their first clinch of a playoff spot since 2010. Plum looking to do that with a victory tonight. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. It's going to be a keeper. No, it's not. It's going to be Kalik Hudson on the triple option, stays on his feet, and is brought down on the sideline. Looks like he's brought down by 24, Nick Robb. And a good play fooled us up here in the booth. Kalik Hudson got the carry, give him 29 yards and a 1st down for the Tigers. There is that triple option. It looked like the quarterback, Tywan Smith, kept the ball, rolled out to the right, and did just the regular option play. And once he was about to get tackled, Mr. LaVars just tossed the ball back to Kalik Hudson, and Hudson got a huge hole up the middle right there.
A lot of momentum there. Nice shoelace grab there by Nick Robb to save a potential touchdown.
And there is going to be a flag on the play. Sean Robinson of the McKeesport Tigers jumped early. It's going to be a false start. Back up the Tigers 5 yards to the 43-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 15.
Okay, I will.
A lot of media attention for this game this week. A lot of newspaper articles we were seeing. This is MSA Sports Game of the Week. You can listen to their broadcast on msasports.net. We know a couple of video cameras here from the local, Pittsburgh TV stations, KDKA, WTAE, here with their, their Operation Football, high school football highlights. It's going to be a 1st and 15. It's going to be a handoff. Looked like 22, Mark Cromarty, and he's going to be stopped at the line.
Was he ever? What a hit that was.
And Andrew Soxman there with the tackle, guys, and that was a great play to stop that run from going any further Cromartie got the ball. They motioned Tymar Sutton, and they gave it to Cromartie, who was behind Smith.
And when you start forcing them into the second and third and longs, then let's make them try to pass the ball a little bit here and see what happens. I'm sure that has to be a key this week for the Mustangs.
Motion, handoff going to be for Hudson. Not much. Stuffed at the line by the Mustangs. 35, Zach Martin, as well as 28, senior captain Nate Turchik there on the tackle. Hudson only gets 2, and it's going to be a third down and long. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 from the 46. And guys, we have not seen McKeesport throw the ball a lot according to film. Do you think they go to the passing game here?
Honestly, it's obvious passing down, but I don't think with this team that is something we can expect. I still think we could definitely need a lot of reverses and whatnot. They could come out here. You could line some up wide right, as they are here. That person could come around, even though there's 3 guys in the backfield.
Good call, Mr. LeVar. It's going to be a third down. It's going to be a handoff for Hudson. And he's behind the line and stopped by the Mustangs. This crowd is revved up right now. It's going to be 84. Philip Maher was the first to get to him. Saw Nick Robb and Nate Turchik in there on the play too. And McKeesport is forced to punt as Khalid Hudson loses 8 yards on the play.
And again, early, we see the Mustangs dominating the run game up on defense. Only one big play given up on the run game. Every other play went either a short run or a loss of yards. And the penalty that McKeesport took comes back to hurt them.
Leighton Qual and Patrick Cross here back to return. High snap. It's a fumble. So it's going to be Tymar Smith who tries to punt it. The quarterback's also the punter. And he is lucky to have got that one away. He gave it a pretty decent kick from where he was. It was down by 15, Javon Shears. Mustangs will get the ball in good field position. 6:28 remaining in our first quarter of play. We've had no score. McKeesport's had 2 possessions here early. A forced fumble on the first drive by the Mustangs, and then this last drive was forced to punt.
2 observations so far. First off for the defense, when have you seen a Mustangs team swarm the ball like that? I mean, they look hungry out there, which is great. On the offensive side of things, last pass there I know was incomplete, but the offensive line gave Fuhrer a ton of time to throw it. That's a great thing for us. We've got a couple of capable running backs back there, and if we can get Fuhrer some time to throw, based off of the run, I think we're going to be in good shape. Added dimension that hopefully McKeesport doesn't have.
First down and 10 for the Mustangs from their own 46-yard line. Mustangs' last drive ended in a missed field goal. Snap, Fuhrer hands off for Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown shimmers up the middle, but he's going to be stuffed by McKeesport. Forward progress will mark him at the 47.5-yard line. It's going to be a second down and a long 8 coming up for the Mustangs. As I stated earlier, the winner of this game will move into sole possession of second place in the Quad A Foothills Conference. And if Plum were to win this week, guys, they would set up a game for first place next week against the PT Warriors. Fullback dive for Turchik up the middle. He's staying on his feet. Good gain by Turchik. Give him 5. It's going to be a third down and 4. Got around 4.5 on that play, actually.
And if they beat McKeesport, McKeesport's only loss is to PT.
Correct.
So it's not hard to think that they can easily, well, not easily, but they can beat PT and take first place. And PT is one of the better teams in Whitbeals.
And Matt Morgan had said this week, guys, this is going to be their toughest test right here. This is the cream of the crop right here. The 2 best teams in this section. Fuhrer's going to throw. It's a blitz. It's a screen pass for Teeter. Teeter has the first down and more. Teeter gets to the 40-yard line. We've seen that screen play a lot this year, guys. It's going to be a completion of 8.5 to the 40-yard line and a Mustang first down. Teeter sneaks under that play. McKeesport brought the blitz there, and it worked out for the Mustangs.
Now, I know the Mustangs' run game is incredibly good, but I like to see them go more with the pass here, as McKeesport has been bringing the blitz on every single play so far in this game. And the Mustangs done the same game, and we haven't seen any big runs except for the first one by McKeesport, but even McKeesport has been shut down on the run game.
That's a good point, Logan, as Mustangs are going to be in the pistol. Handoff for Coxon up the middle. He'll be brought down by number 9, Fortery Morris.
So again, we see only 2 guys back in the secondary for McKeesport. Every single other guy was right on the offensive line, which is why, of course, the run only went for 2 yards.
We see Andrew Soxman come on the field right here for the Mustangs, so they're going to go back to the Wildcat here. Last time resulted in a a fumble that Soxman recovered. Snap, it's a low one again for Soxman, but he tries to avoid some guys, but can't tackle by Tyron Bynum for the Tigers. Soxman will not get any yardage. He'll actually lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the Tigers' 41-yard line. 3:44 and counting remaining in this first quarter of play.
Now what do you do? Do you try and go short and try and get Jake Chappie an easy field goal, or do you go long and try and get the first down?
Like you said, Logan, McKeesport's been really blitzing the Mustangs, especially on 3rd down so far in this game. I try a little long pass play, try to go for the first down here. McKeesport showing blitz again. Fiera's going to lob over the middle. It's for Teeter, but it's incomplete. Just a little bit overthrown for him. Coverage there by 22, Mark Cromarty. And it'll have to send out the Mustang punt team.
I believe that was Davon Brown coming around from McKeesport there around the end. Will had to get the ball out quickly there, so good job.
Yeah, he's the leading sack getter for the McKeesport Tigers this year. And he's been really pressuring last week against the Hempfield, or 2 weeks ago against the Hempfield Tigers. Pitt recruit Tony Pilot on the left tackle had some trouble with him in the McKeesport Hempfield game. Nolan gets a good punt off. It's a fumble! Did he touch it? McKeesport football. He fumbled it and he fell back on it. That was Mark Cromarty, who was back for the Tigers. Actually, no, that was number 2, Jordan Payne, who was back to return for the Tigers. Ball touched him and was a fumble, but he fell back on the football. McKeesport keeps it 1st down and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
Now, I could have missed it, but did he call for the fair catch there?
I don't think he did.
Because on a time like that, you got to call for the fair catch. You got defenders all around you. There's no excuse not to call for the fair catch there.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers. It's going to be a handoff for Hudson. Hudson's going to avoid a tackle, stay on his feet, get brought down by Crossy at the 25-yard line. Hudson escaped a couple tackles and got 7 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Tigers. A coaching veteran over there, George Smith, the head coach of the McKeesport Tigers, led the Tigers to a 2005 WPIL Quad A championship and also a 2005 PIAA Quad A state championship. His triple option is well known in Whitfield football, especially Quad A here. We're going to have a stoppage in play. Timeout, Tigers. They call a timeout with 2:21 remaining in the first quarter of play. We are still scoreless. Just a little bit of facts about McKeesport High School. That high school has actually been established since 1884, one of the older schools in the Pittsburgh area. Enrollment of their high school has an enrollment of around 1,280 students, which is about, I'd say, 200 less students than Plum Senior High School. So obviously, school colors are red and blue, and as I said, they are 2005 football WPIL and PIAA state champions. McKeesport Area School District includes the towns of McKeesport, Dravosburg, Versailles, and South Versailles, in the town of White Oak. Some notable alumni from the McKeesport area: Swin Cash, WNBA All-Star and a gold medalist for the United States women's basketball team. She is from McKeesport. Helen Ritchie is the first woman commercial airline pilot. She's also from McKeesport. And don't forget Steelers safety Mike Logan, who helped lead the McKeesport Tigers to a 2005 championship. And the quarterback, Tywan Smith, will keep Mustangs in on the play. Andrew Soxman and Bill Irvin there, as well as Zach Martin. We have a flag on the play.
Assuming this is a hold here against McKeesport.
Matt Morgan's pointing, so it looks like the head official threw the flag. It was a picked up flag, so there will be no flag on the play. Tywan Smith didn't get a yard. He actually lost 2. So it's going to be a 3rd down and a long 4, actually. And the play clock is down to 0. So we have to see what they're going to do here. They have to reset the play clock, but they're not going to. 3rd down, toss play for Hudson. Hudson will be close to a 1st down. I don't know if he got it. Tackle made by Crossy. And we're seeing 62, Chris Erfurt, shaking his hands no, and he is correct. They did not get it. It's going to be 4th and inches coming up for the Tigers, and they're backed up, so they're going to have to punt here, guys.
Frustrations are probably starting to mount on the McKeesport side, I'd imagine. We might see some real flags coming out soon with a run-heavy game here. I think propensity for a lot of holding calls, it could be in the cards for them tonight, especially if the frustrations start to grow.
Punt by Smith. Going to roll out of bounds. Good play by Crossy to not touch it. Mustangs will come back out in the field. We have 1:20 remaining in this first quarter of play. We are still scoreless at Mustang Stadium. I'm Jake Matolo. Alongside me this evening are Logan Carney, Mr. Todd LaVarse, and Anthony Lagnies. Also with us this evening is Richie Rossi and Spud Sotovich. And I can't forget about my stat guys here. Mr. Gestrich, Mr. Casillo here, and Mr. Morgan. They have been side by side with me now. This is going to be week 7 of football. And not to say anything, but for you viewers, we kind of own the press box up here. So it's kind of a big deal. We're kind of a big deal up here. And unfortunately, Mr. Barat's not here tonight to say it, but he'll agree with me. And a flea flicker. Fuhrer has to keep it, and he's going to be sacked. Tymar Sutton in on the play. He read it easily. They handed the ball off to Turchik and went back to Fuhrer. Tried to go to Teeter downfield, but the McKeesport pressure was just too big right there, Logan.
No, I mean, both teams, they're bringing the blitz. Like was been said, like we talked about in the first, or earlier in the first quarter. It's almost the end of the first quarter now. But earlier in the first quarter, we talked about McKeesport team bringing the blitz in every single play. Mustang defense has been doing it too, and that's why we haven't seen many run game.
And Mr. LaVarge, you said it too. They're blitzing from that left side, like you said earlier, and it's just been forcing Fuhrer's pocket right there.
Yep, and they stayed with some tight man coverage on that play too.
Handoff. Gonna go up the middle. Give Coxon about 2. It's going to be a 3rd down and 21 coming up for the Mustangs as the clock is ticking down. We're under 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Going back to the flea flicker, credit where credit is due there. I mean, they did not bite on that, the defensive backs at all. There was tight man coverage there. There was nowhere for Will to throw that, so let's just try to get some field position back here.
Good point, Mr. LaVarge. So that is the end of our first quarter of play here at Mustang Stadium. We are not at 0-0. A turnover forced by the Mustangs on McKeesport's first drive, but the McKeesport defense has picked up their part too, and it's going to be a defensive game. So far, it looks like it from both teams. As we are heading to our second quarter of play. On behalf of the Plum student section, Plum TV and the Plum student section would like to thank Vocelli's Pizza for being a sponsor of tonight's football game. They donated 6 large pizzas to the student section. And they got to hang up a banner, and we got to give them a shout out. So thank you to Vocelli's Pizza for being a sponsor of the Plum student section and Plum football. Make sure to stay tuned at halftime, folks. The Plum Mustangs marching band with their halftime performance, Move to the Music, will be performed, led by drum majors J.J. Collins and Maddie Vale. We will also see the McKeesport Tigers halftime performance as well. As we get ready for the second quarter of play, Fury will be in the pistol. Fury's going to roll to the left, a little bit of pressure. Fury's going to throw. It's over the head across, the incomplete. Fury got hit hard on the play by number 20, Tyron Bynum. And it's going to be fourth down coming up for the Mustangs, and they will send Zach Nolan and the punt team out for the second time this evening.
Yeah, and Fury is slow to get up on the play. Doesn't seem to be injured or anything like that, but he's definitely going to feel that one tomorrow.
Snap by Poprock, he's low, but Nolan will get it. Almost blocked by Tymar Sutton. It's going to take a bounce. Trying to go the Mustangs' way, but they're going to down at the 41-yard line. We will see the Mustang defense come back out for the third time this game. And they've looked pretty good so far tonight, guys, on the defensive side of the football.
Oh, it's been a defensive game. Both sides of the teams. They both look great.
First down and 10 coming up for the Tigers. In the backfield is Tymar Sutton. It's going to be for the quarterback, Tywan Smith, and he stopped behind the line. Good stop by the Mustangs defense.
Good thing that I'm not out there suiting up, because I've been fooled on every single triple option play so far this game.
Oh, I know that, Logan. Bill Irvin there with the tackle. I've talked to Zach Martin this week, and he said everyone has their assignment on the defense. They're responsible for every man who could possibly get the ball on this option play. And it seemed like tonight, other than one play, Khalid Hudson had a nice 28-yard game. Mustangs have stuffed this triple option so far. Second down and 11. All the parents got cowbells tonight, so that's what you hear. Hudson in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. It's a fumble. There's a fumble. It's a Mustangs football. It's going to be recovered by senior linebacker Nate Turchik. And now, sorry, Logan, but Khalid Hudson fumbles there. Now the 1-2 punch of Sutton and Hudson have both fumbled tonight.
Even against PT, the McKeesport's running game has not been this shut down. 2 fumbles already, one big carry, and then there was a 7-yard carry. Other than that, the Mustang defense has done an amazing job of shutting down what was supposed to be one of the best running games in all of Whippeals.
Soxman in the backfield, Wildcat. Soxman keeps, tries to sneak up the middle. He keeps pushing. His linemen are going to help him. Forward progress will help him as well and get him to the 40-yard line, give him 3 yards. And Mr. LaVarge, you think this has to be a little bit of a downgrade confidence-wise for the McKeesport Tigers with both their stars fumbling the football tonight.
Absolutely. Like I said before, I think nerves and frustration are going to start to set in here, and it would not surprise me to start seeing a few penalties, like I said before, based off of this. We've already seen 2 turnovers now. It's time for Plum to capitalize. Let's see if they can at least get into field goal range for the neon-footed Jake Chapla.
Well, if they can get a score here, all the momentum will go to their side, and then we definitely will start seeing probably some penalties and all the frustration starting to come out.
Soxman still on the Wildcat. Snap. Soxman keeps. Soxman rushes up the middle, just tripped up at the end of the play. That was Khalid Hudson there on the tackle for McKeesport. Soxman gets 5. It's going to be a 3rd down and 2 coming up from the 35-yard line for the Mustangs. They got to get to the 33 for a first down.
I'll bring up another point here besides the penalties. I think that if we can now start to get McKeesport out of their comfort zone, if their top run game, one of the top run games in Whippeals we said is not working, well, guess what? Now it's time for them to go to the air, not something that's a comfort for them. That's when more turnovers are going to happen.
Or even before, when they got shut down against PT, they still never went to the air.
Yeah.
So the Mustangs continue to shut down the run game. That's pretty much all their offense just gone. The Mustangs can even probably put up a shutout just like what PT did.
Soxman keeps. Soxman's going to bully himself to the 32.5-yard line. It's going to be a first down Mustangs. Soxman went under center on that play, something we haven't seen yet this year. Does the little fake play, does an option of his own, and gets a first down for the Mustangs.
Andrew gets some tough yards, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Yeah, he did. You should have seen last week, Andrew Soxman only had 12 carries, but 123 yards rushing. He grinded every single play last week, and he does not give up until the whistle's blown or until he's forced down.
Yards after contact are a huge stat in the NFL. I know that much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. First down and 10 for the Mustangs from the 32. It's going to be for Coxon. He moves himself forward to the 31-yard line, only about a yard gain. It's going to be a second down and 9 from the 31-yard line.
Nice to see Nick back on the field here.
Also, I'd like to mention Billy Bob Baird is back in action tonight after he injured his knee a couple weeks ago. He missed the homecoming game against Kiski and also missed most of last week's game against Carlsville, but we saw some action with him on defense. But good to see Billy Bob back. I was talking to him today. Good to see you back, Billy Bob, and you're doing really well tonight under center. Soxman will keep. Tripped up over the middle. Give him 2. It's going to be a third down and 6 coming up for the Mustangs.
There's a third down for the Mustangs and a short 7.
And we're seeing Fuhr come back out on the field at quarterback now. 8 minutes and counting to go in this first half of play. We are still scoreless between the Plum Mustangs and the McKeesport Tigers. Again, this game for sole possession, a second place to whoever can win this game. And again, if Plum wins this game, they not only clinch a playoff spot, but have a date with PT next week for first place. Fuhr to throw. It's outside for Coxon. He's got some room, but he fell down. Tried to make a move. He avoided a tackle by Tymar Sutton, but is unable to pick up the first down. He gets to the 24-yard line, which is more comfortable field goal range for Jake Chapla, who we're going to see come back out in the field and try around a 41-yard field goal. Nick Poprocky's the snapper. Patrick Crossy's the holder. Chapla's going to try this 41-yarder to give the Mustangs a lead here in the first half. Kick by Chapla is up. It's got the distance, but it is good. Jake Chapla knocks a 41-yard field goal in for the Mustangs. And now with 6:55 remaining in the first half of play, Mustangs score and get on the board first. They have a 3-0 lead. And how big was that, Logan, right there?
Well, it's not a touchdown, but any type of lead in a game like this is huge. In a game where it's just defensive battles on both sides of the field, you can win by, it can be a 3-point game, and this field goal could easily decide the winner.
Mr. Barat told me to keep him updated tonight, guys. So I just sent him a text real quick here during our time down, and I just said a chip shot for Chappie there, 41-yarder, right?
See the kickoff team of Chapla come back on the field for the Mustangs. Just a little score update here between number 1 ranked Woodland Hills in the Quad A and number 1 ranked West Allegheny from AAA. It's the end of the first quarter. Woodland Hills is leading West Allegheny by the score 7-3. The Franklin Regional Panthers lead the Greensburg Salem Lions by the score of 7-0 after the first quarter of play. Pine Richland is also leading their game 21-0. Kickoff by Chapla's into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, not to get cocky or anything, you guys always talk about how strong Jake Chappell's leg is. Well, I was his keeper. He shot on me.
That explains the bruises, huh? There we go.
So there's no one I'd rather not have shoot against me than Jake Chappell. Him and the former Mustang kicker, Max Barone, two most frightening experiences in my life whenever they come to kick against me.
It's going to be a handoff for Khalid Hudson. He avoids a tackle, stays on his feet. Whoa! He got lifted up into the air. Tackle made by Nate Turchik. Patrick Crossy also in there on the play. Khalid Hudson got lifted on that play. They're going to hit 8 yards, though. It's going to be a 2nd down and 2 from the 28 coming up for the Tigers. It's going to be an option play for Hudson. Hudson's to the outside. He's got the 1st down and more. Khalid Hudson will sneak out of bounds at the 46-yard line. The double option play right there on the outside worked from Tywan Smith to Khalid Hudson. 1st down, Tigers.
Now, we saw 2 good runs by McKeesport here in a row. If this run game starts to, quicken up, it could spell trouble for the Mustangs.
Scary when those guys get into open field. They've definitely got some jets there. Build up a nice amount of momentum, but luckily for us, we've, so far not let them get into open field very much. So
with about half the quarter remaining here, we have still yet to see McKeesport throw the ball. Hudson will keep this one, and he's going to be stopped on the outside. That's going to be Nate Turchik there on the tackle for the Mustangs. And Hudson will only get a yard. It's going to be a 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Tigers.
These guys are so good. They're oftentimes making our first defender miss, but our defense is playing so well so far tonight, knock on wood, that we're still, swarming them right after that. We've got guys right behind the first guy ready to get him. Great job so far.
And it's going to be an option play on the outside. The toss goes to 22, Mark Cromarty. Cromarty gets to the outside. There is a flag on the play.
That looked like Zach Nolan was held there, guys, I think.
And yes, Ms. LaVarge, this will be coming back for the Tigers.
Now, we saw the last time the Tigers had a holding penalty. It was right after the big, huge run. I forget who it was by, but it was a huge run down with McKeesport, and the Mustangs were able to keep them down, and they ended up not getting any, pretty much next to nothing yards after that. Hopefully now we see the Mustangs do the exact same thing with just on the 2nd down with just 3 more downs to go.
Yeah, that's going to be a holding on the outside. It was Zach Nolan was held on the outside. Back McKeesport up 10 yards to the 34-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd down and 19. Make it 22. It was 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's actually a 13-yard penalty for the Tigers. 2nd down and 22. Clock is frozen with 5:27 remaining in the first half. Plum still leading the Tigers 3-0. Motion. They're going to hand it off for 22, Cromarty. Cromarty stays on his feet. Got a good chunk of yards back, but they lost. It's still going to be a long 3rd down. Give Cromarty 8 yards. It's going to be a 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Tigers.
Now, we've talked about this before the last time they were on 3rd and long. This should be a passing down. But a team like McKeesport, who is a lot more comfortable with the running game than the passing game, we are unlikely to see a pass here.
Option to the outside, and they're going to throw it. Khalid Hudson throws deep. He has Jordan Payne. It's a catch down to the 18-yard line. We saw that play on film. It was an option play, and Khalid Hudson threw a bomb to Jordan Payne. And McKeesport has the ball at the 18-yard line now, and a 1st down. And what a trick play. I think again, this is a year of firsts for me, and I've never seen an option halfback pass play before, guys.
Great job of holding on to the ball, too. Nick Robb lit him up there.
Yeah, he did.
Great job by Nick saving a touchdown, taking him off his feet.
First down and 10 from the 18. We're going to see a keeper, and he's going to be stopped. Nate Turchik there on the... Tymar Smith carried the ball, and Turchik brought him down. It's going to be a second down and 10. McKeesport's in the Heinz red zone. Get your thick and rich Heinz ketchup any place ketchup is sold, preferably at your local Plum supermarket. Hearing those cowbells going again from the Plum fans. 3:30 and counting remaining in the first half. It's going to be a toss play on the outside. It was stopped. Cromartie does not get much. He's brought down to the 26-yard line.
And the Mustangs sideline really upset with no call there.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot of shoving down by the McKeesport. Couldn't exactly pick out the number or who threw it, or who threw the main shove that just started the Mustang bench to start flipping out, but Mustang bench is not happy.
Forgot to mention it's a pink out tonight for the Plum student section. McKeesport always brings a good crowd. It's one of our closer section games, and McKeesport brought a good fan base here as well. They travel well. Third down and around 17. Fakes the toss play. Smith's going to throw. He's going to be sacked.
And that's going to put him out of field goal range, too.
Absolutely. Billy Bob Baird there with the sack for the Mustangs. Welcome back, Billy Bob. Pushes McKeesport out of field goal range. And it's going to be a fourth down and 27 coming up for the Tigers.
What a huge play. Just like we see before, they are not comfortable with the pass game at all. It was only the second pass they attempted the whole game, and the other one was, a trick play by their running back.
The Mustangs defense made the right call there, bringing the cavalry on defense. They got Billy Bob Baird in. He forced the pressure on the McKeesport offensive line, and they sacked him. As Smith's going to punt, it's going to take a friendly bounce, and it will be down at the half-yard line.
Looked like his feet were in the end zone already when he touched that. It's hard to tell, but
I have to agree. I saw the same thing, Mr. LaVarson. That's a huge difference because if his feet were in the end zone, we all know it's a touchback, and the Mustangs will get the ball at the 20. But now the referees, obviously, we're saying that from up here in the booth, but the referees ultimately have the call and have the right angle down on the field. They're going to mark it at about the half-yard line. Mustangs are back in the hole. It's a first down and 10. We have a stoppage in play and a Plum timeout. They used their first timeout of the half.
Going back to that last series, I don't think this is hyperbole, guys. Since I've been doing the games the past 4 or 5 years, Billy Bob Baird had one of the biggest defensive plays I've seen in this stadium in a long time. That was spectacular. We didn't run the whole game. They finally dropped back to pass there, and we're right on them. That's unbelievable.
I think Matt Morgan took the time out there to assert the play call and make sure they're calling the right call here, because this could be a disaster if anything were to happen here for the McKeesport defense to maybe sack them in the end zone for safety.
This is dangerous territory, especially with the way that the McKeesport defense has been playing so far.
Yeah, McKeesport has 2 timeouts remaining. Mustangs get the ball to start the second half. So we'll see what their approach is here.
Looks like they're going to be bringing the blitz here.
Handoff. Got a good bounce up the middle. Coxon. He will get the Mustangs a yard. He got hit hard at the end of that play. And the play clock's not working here at Mustang Stadium. The game clock is, but the play clock is not working here at Mustang Stadium. It's stuck at 0, so the referees are giving hand signals for how much time is left on the play clock. Mustangs still need some more breathing room here. They're at the 2. It's a 2nd down and 9. Fuhr. Handoff, Coxon. We'll give the Mustangs some more breathing room. He gets to around the 5-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6 as well. Coming up for the Mustangs, and George Smith will take a timeout for McKeesport. They now have 1 timeout remaining. We have 50 seconds remaining in this first half of play. Mustangs 3, Tigers 0.
And when you're down in this sort of territory, the smart thing to do is just run the ball, have McKeesport waste a timeout. Maybe you can get the 1st down. Otherwise, you get McKeesport waste time, you get to punt the ball back, and they get the ball back with less than around 40 seconds left in the game. Because the last thing you want here is for Will Fuhr to drop back and then have some McKeesport downs. They've been blitzing really well in this game. You don't want a McKeesport defenseman running in and sacking him in the end zone. Cause it to be a baseball score of 3-2.
Absolutely, and also you got to think about it too. If Fuhr fires that incomplete, McKeesport gets a timeout on their drive too, and that 1 timeout's better than 0. You know what I mean? But we'll see what they do here. As you guys said, I'm expecting a run here for the Mustangs. Make McKeesport burn that last timeout that they have. As we said, 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Stay tuned for the Plum Marching Band's halftime performance, as well as the McKeesport Tigers Marching Band halftime performance. Third down and 6. Mustangs have to get the 11 for a 1st down. Fuhr, handoff for Kevin Brown. And that's that was Cox in the ball carrier. Timeout, McKeesport. They're going to burn their last timeout. And the Mustangs are going to punt, most likely from their own end zone. Coxon got around 2 on the play. So it'll be a 4th down and 3.
Now, even though McKeesport doesn't like to throw the ball, you got to imagine that they're going to come out and just try and throw a couple quick passes, at least get in the field goal range and tie the game up going to halftime. Either that or a lot of runs to the outside.
Yeah. Zach Nolan will be back to punt for the Mustangs. Little halftime update. West Allegheny currently is upsetting the Woodland Hills Wolverines by a score of 10-7 at halftime. West Allegheny got a 68-yard touchdown pass. Nolan gets a good punt off. Jordan Payne's back to return for the Tigers. Payne starts from around the 40. We got a flag on the play, and Nick Poprocky is there to make the stop. We have 2 flags on the play. Payne will not gain a yard on the play. It'll be at the 41-yard line. 1st down, and we'll see what these flags are for.
Now, this is not to discourage, the Mustangs. Great punt coverage there before, but Payne cut back whenever he tried to juke a guy out. You cut back, that's going to spell trouble, especially when there's a defenseman right on your back.
It's going to be an illegal block in the back penalty, guys, on McKeesport. Back him up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be marked at the Tigers' 48-yard line. 1st down and 10 with 37 seconds remaining in the first half. McKeesport is out of timeouts. North Allegheny was defeating Fox Chapel 7-0 at halftime. It was a quarterback keeper, and he's going to be stuffed Tywan Smith got nowhere on that play. Mike Simboli, Billy Bob Baird, all in on that play. Also, 62, Chris Erfurt.
I believe that's Mike's first tackle of the game. Mike's someone who works out hard in the weight room. We've seen him down here. A lot of the Mustangs putting in so much effort.
Oh, sorry, Mr. LaVarge.
I'm done. Go for it.
Go ahead. I apologize. But I hate to correct you there, Jake. It was actually a handoff to the outside and then a pitch back to the quarterback.
Good call there, Logan. It was there. As McKeesport is going to let that clock run out. That's going to be the end of the first half. You're watching Plum Mustangs football on the Plum Mustangs Sports Network. It's 3-0 Plum, leading the McKeesport Tigers at halftime. And we're going to get just a halftime appearance by Logan right here. Logan, just give your thoughts on the first half right here.
Well, we saw throughout the game it's been a defensive battle. As judging by the score, it's only 3-0. Shut the scoreboard off. So. 3-0 so far. The scoreboard's back on. 3-0 so far by the Mustangs. Great defensive battle. The run game, which we've heard so much about by McKeesport, has just not been there throughout this whole game. So the Mustang defense has done a great job shutting it down. And we saw before when McKeesport goes to pass the ball, they do not feel comfortable. As the huge sack judged by Billy Barbarin, and then the only time they completed a pass, the only other pass they even attempted, was a trick play by the running back. So if the Mustangs can keep shutting down the run game, the Mustangs are going to win this game.
Mr. LaVarge, your thoughts on the first half very quickly.
Swarming defense. Not seen anything like it before here in Plum. They're doing an outstanding job right now.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. You're watching the Coca-Cola Halftime Report. Stay tuned for both marching bands. We will be back with our This Day in History and birthday shout-outs for today. Stay tuned. You are watching Plum Mustangs football on Plum TV and the Plum Mustangs Sports Network. Plum leading McKeesport 3-0 at halftime.
Sorry, I didn't want to spill. I thought to knock that over.
Check your watch.
Laura wants to get her something. She said, I'll pay you back.
Did you see Grandma? Laura's here. Did you see Grandma? Did you? Because when she sits with Preston, we win. That's why.
You're bad luck.
She's superstitious. So's your mother. Your mother and your grandmother won't speak on game day.
Said then you're bad luck. Pay it.
Please welcome to the field the Plum Senior High School Mustang Marching Band. Tonight, the band wears pink gloves in their support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Color Guard will be displaying pink flags tonight in remembrance of Mrs. Megan Bergman, the mother of Emma Bergman, a member of the Color Guard, as well as the other breast cancer patients who have lost their battle. Now, would you please get to move to the music with the 2014-2015 Plum Senior High School Mustang Marching Band under the direction of Mrs. Bethany Loy, with the assistant directors Steve Laurie and Joe Joyce, along with drum majors Maddie Bale and J.J. Collins. Color Guard captains are Megan Orovitz and Ashley Pellegrino. Dance team captains are Liza Capera and Jordan Thomas. Majorette captain is Kira Crawford and feature twirler is Tara Roscoe. We begin tonight with this energetic opener from Creedence Clearwater Revival, Traveling Band.
Oh yeah, the CCR.
Let's keep the momentum going with this song by Maroon 5, Move Like Jagger. Our next team, the Rock Classic Bicycle Race by Freddie Mercury of Queen, featuring the dance team, color guard, and majorettes.
One more time, give it up for the Plum Mustang Band. I'd also like to thank the business partners that sponsored the pregame meals for the Mustangs. Girls Hometown Pharmacy, through Stride, Pastoral, through Free Solutions, Producer, Salon Spa, Wig, Charles W. Transfer, Martial Arts, Gaming, Ready for Philippines, I'm Construction and Model Elite, Boss, Best Friend, Junior Salon, Instagram Sports Fest,
Welcome back to the second half of play here at Mustang Stadium. Our score is Mustangs 3, Tigers 0. As Logan, we're going to get ready to do our favorite portion of the evening. Our birthdays in this day in American history. Well, not just American history, world history. I stand corrected on that. Let's start with this day in history. 1845, the U.S. Naval Academy opened in Annapolis, Maryland, and I hate Navy, Logan. As a Pitt fan, I hate Navy, but I support our men and women in the Navy, United States. God bless you, folks, fighting for our country. 1970, Fiji, country of Fiji, well known for Vijay Singh, the golfer, became a country.
I love their water. I love their water.
Fiji water is the greatest water on earth, guys.
Oh, Voss might be better, but
yeah,
just saying.
1971, you guys know what London Bridge is. London Bridge was knocked down and rebuilt and opened on this day in 1971 in Arizona. London Bridge is currently in a town in Arizona. So that's an interesting fact for you right there.
Kind of makes me want to sing the children's song.
I know. And a little bit of controversy, 1973, Vice President Spiro Agnew, the vice president to Richard Nixon, resigned as vice president because he was charged with tax evasion. Later resigned as the vice president, and we know Richard Nixon resigned his presidency a year later. And Logan, you're doing the peace signs right now, and that's exactly what he did. We have some good birthdays today, Logan. Andrew McCutcheon's 28th birthday today. Happy birthday to the 2013 NL MVP and probably everyone's favorite Pirate.
In case you don't know, that means 28 years ago, Andrew McCutcheon was born.
Yes, that's exactly right, Logan. Probably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in the NFL. He only won one Super Bowl, but he's a Green Bay Packer, and go Pack go. Brett Favre celebrates his 45th birthday today, and I heard he's coming back to the NFL next year.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard he's going to come back. I said give it or take 5 more years, he's going to win his second Super Bowl.
He's going to play for the Los Angeles Rams, which no longer exists. Dale Earnhardt Jr. celebrates his big 40th birthday today. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was just in a commercial for UPMC, which kind of surprised me, because why the heck would you come to Pittsburgh for medical advancements? But you know what? That's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s choice. And Dale, we'd like to celebrate your 40th birthday with you today. Finally, if you know the band Van Halen, David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen, celebrates his 59th birthday today. And I got statistician Chaz Castillo right here with me, pumped up because I'm a Van Halen fan. And you know what? Frankly, David Lee Roth, I love you. Happy birthday. 59 years old today. Guys, quickly before the second half starts, do you expect to see continually McKeesport stay with this option starting in the second half?
Yeah, I can't. I do. And the thing is, when they get shut down in the run, they still try and run. They do not give up on the run game. They've only threw the ball twice. They threw the ball 5 times when they got shut down. Their only loss against PT. They're going to run the ball again and again and again, even if it doesn't work. Hopefully the Mustangs can keep stopping them, which is what I'm expecting, because the way they played in the first half was unbelievable. I think three turnovers.
Yes.
3 turnovers, 2 of them fumbles to their top running backs. And it's just a huge game by defense, but I do not expect to see many passes here by McKeesport. Maybe 1 or 2, possibly 3 passes by McKeesport for the rest of the game.
Plum will receive the ball to start the second half. Soxman's going to be deep. Kicking off for McKeesport will be number 36, Caleb Shork. Score is Mustangs 3, Tigers 0 as we start the second half of play. I'm Jake Matolo. Alongside me with Logan Carney, Richie Rossi, Anthony Lagmes, Nick Spud Satovich, and the real deal himself, Mr. Todd Lavarse, with us this evening. Kickoff from McKeesport. It's going to be Soxman to get it around the 19-yard line. Sutter Steps has some room. Soxman will be brought down at the 32-yard line. Tackle made there by 23, Kyreek Sales.
And Jake, he's been a key part of that Mustang special teams this year.
First and 10 just shy of around 32 to the Mustangs.
And don't forget in the booth with us here, the Plum Mustangs varsity football statisticians, Mr. Morgan, Mr. Castillo, Mr. Gestridge. Also, Coach Matt Paris up here filming for the Mustangs. Fuhrer's going to throw. Fuhrer looks to the outside for Turchik. It's incomplete.
The Mustangs got away with a holding call there. And the referees missed an obvious holding call by number 66, Billy Ballard Barron.
Mustangs will get a break there. Incomplete pass. Intended for Turchik. Be second down and 10. I see Kevin Brown come in the game for the Mustangs at running back. Ball is at the 32-yard line. Great job by both marching bands at halftime, particularly our guys in the Plum Mustang Marching Band with a great move to the music halftime show. Handoff for Kevin Brown. He's stopped at the line, and it's a fumble. And it is going to be McKeesport football.
He's still down on the field there.
Kevin Brown was hit hard on that play, and McKeesport's going to recover the football with great field position at around the 25-yard line. First down and 10. Plum, their first turnover of the game is a fumble by Kevin Brown.
And that is not Brown's fault. Just an amazing play by the defense there to get through the line. Just a huge hit to knock that ball loose.
24-yard line is where McKeesport will start. Mustang crowd trying to pump this Mustang team up. They need a stop here. Triple option is what we're going to see. No, Smith's going to throw. And it's going to be a catch and a touchdown. Khalik Hudson catches the touchdown. First throw of the day by Taiwan Smith is a connection of 24 yards to Khalik Hudson. Touchdown McKeesport.
And what a great call by McKeesport to go with the pass there. I don't think anybody on the Plum Mustang side was expecting that. I mean, I know I wasn't. I was easily expecting them to try and run the ball in. With the way the Mustang defense would play against the run, they might start, what I said at halftime, I said they might keep going with the run. The way Mustang defense would play so far, they might start throwing the ball more, which is the exact opposite of what I stated earlier in the game.
Extra point, high snap, kick is low and blocked. No good. So that'll help the Mustangs as this keeps it a field goal game. It's now McKeesport 6, Plum 3.
Jake, this may come back to cost them.
Mustang Stadium in Plum, PA. I'm Jake Matolo, along with my great crew here this evening. We'd like to welcome you to this broadcast of Plum Mustang varsity football on Plum TV and the Plum Mustang Sports Network. This telecast is copyrighted by the Plum Mustang Sports Network for the private use for audience. Any other use of this broadcast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Plum Mustang Sports Network and Plum TV is strictly prohibited. McKeesport will kick off. We're going to see Soxman return it from the 16-yard line. Soxman will get to around the 30, give him a 16-yard return. First down and 10 coming up for the Mustangs, who are going to try to bounce back after the fumbled possession last time.
This is going to be a key drive here, Jake.
How so, Richie? Why do you think this will be a key drive here?
Because if they can bounce back after that touchdown by McKeesport, it'll show their resilience and put them in good shape for the rest of the game.
I can definitely agree with you there, Richie. First down and 10 from the 30.
Well, all they need to do is get on their side, get to the other side of the 50. It's strong-legged Chappie. They can get anywhere within the 30 to 40 and possibly get at least a good try for a field goal kick, which would easily tie them back up, probably put the momentum back on the Mustang side.
Fumbled snap. Soxman recovers it. Pushes the Mustangs back to the 19-yard line. Loss of 11.
Jake, right now what I think the Mustangs need to do is establish a run game to set up the pass.
A couple unlucky we've seen so far with the when the Mustangs go on to run the wildcat formation. We've seen a couple unlucky snaps.
That now pushes Plum into the negative for rushing yards. Looking at Chaz Castillo's screen, excuse me, I can't talk right now. His screen, Plum is -2 rushing yards now after that fumbled snap. We have a stoppage of play and a flag on the play.
It looks like it's going to back the Mustangs up a bit.
And dead ball, false start penalty in the Mustangs. Back them up 5 yards, right, Logan, and they'll get them at the 14-yard line now. 2nd down and 27. Eric Trenz's helmet came off on the play, so he has to come out for at least one play.
Mustangs need a huge play here. Get back some of that yardage.
Plum's going to be in the pistol. Coxon's behind Fuhrer. Crossy's in motion. Fuhrer fakes the handoff. He's in trouble. He's going to shovel it off for Coxon. He has some blockers. Coxon's going to get up the middle and get to around the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Fuhrer was hit hard, and we have a flag on the play. Around the outside at around the 22-yard line.
Tyreek Sales brings up a 3rd down and 13, a flag on the play.
It's going to be a personal foul face mask on the Mustangs.
Now, even though that play got called back, it was just an amazing play there by Will Fuhrer. 3 men coming in, able to find the only guy that he could get it to for a nice shuffle pass, and he gets in, possibly would have put him in great field position. Well, not great field position, but much better field position, and possibly could have even given them a 1st round. Just Will being Will.
Half a distance to the goal was the penalty. It'll be a 2nd down and 29 for the Mustangs. Fuhrer takes the snap. He's going to throw. Has time. Pass is incomplete. It was behind his intended receiver, Ashton Teeter. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long coming up for the Mustangs.
The McKeesport crowd's starting to get into this game now. They've been silent for most of the first half.
Yeah, after that touchdown, the McKeesport crowd caught into it a little bit. See what the Mustangs do here. They have a total of 20 yards passing so far in this game. 3rd down and 29. Fuhrer gonna throw. He's in trouble, and Fuhrer is going to be throwing the ball incomplete.
Will's down.
He's been taking some hard shots this entire game.
We got some extracurricular activity here.
No biggie. Referees are going to settle this. No laundry on the field.
He's a tough player. Had one guy wrapped around his legs, another guy coming up from high. He still manages to at least avoid the sack and throw the ball away there.
Yep, Will got right back up after that hit. Zach Nolan's going to have to punt. 9:30 remaining in this 3rd quarter of play. We have a stoppage in play. Not sure what the whistle's for.
So the referee's going to say something to Mustang sideline.
Looks like they're issuing warnings.
Most likely, Richie, after that extracurricular activity. Plum and McKeesport in every major sport, which is basketball, baseball, and football, are in each other's section. So you probably will see a lot of rivalry, and a lot of these guys know each other. And it's more than just these 3 sports that they play in. Nolan gets a good punt off. And it's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. Flag on the play. The return was by Mark Cromarty.
A couple other major sports, lacrosse, soccer.
Lacrosse and soccer, actually, where Plum and McKeesport play each other in.
Well, not in soccer, just saying you forgot those major sports.
Thank you, Logan, for my misconception. There's going to be an illegal block in the back penalty coming up on McKeesport. Back them up 10 yards from the end of the run, and they'll be in their own territory at the 43-yard line now. First down and 10.
How about the noise, students? Wake up, you guys down there, okay? Can't hear you.
This crowd getting into it from the Mustang side. As we said, a lot of fans here tonight. A lot of cowbells also. Option play. It's going to be a pitch for Hudson. Hudson stays on his feet. Khalid Hudson lowers his shoulder and is close to a first down, and he got it.
And great offensive line play there by McKeesport. Just a huge hole opened up on the other side of the field on McKeesport's sideline, which caused a big run there.
And they did the pitch play, double option play with Tywan Smith, the quarterback, pitched it to Hudson.
That's the number 85, Jack Nolan.
Khalid Hudson now with 12 carries for 69 yards. Rushing, and also he had a catch for 19 yards and a touchdown earlier in the game. McKeesport's only touchdown. And they're going to stop him behind the line. Khalid Hudson down, tackled by Soxman.
What a great play there. As soon as Taiwan tries to hand the ball off, they hit him. And as soon as
Hudson, yeah.
Hudson. As soon as Hudson gets the ball, they come back in the line and they hit him for a loss. What a great play by the Mustang defense that we've seen pretty much the whole game.
Loss of 7 on the play right there. Good play by Soxman. Second down and 17. Coming up 8:39 and counting remaining in this third quarter of play.
You've heard a lot about this McKeesport run game. It's only now starting to open up, but even after every big run, the Mustang defense is right there to stop them. Great plays by the defense so far.
Second down and 17. It's going to be a run for Hudson. Hudson will get most of that yardage back, if not all of it. He's going to be down at the 46-yard line. It's going to be a third down and 10. He got those 7 yards back on the play.
Now, it seems like they've been in a lot of third and long situations so far in this game. They've only attempted to pass twice in those situations. One, of course, was the sack, and the other one was the trick play that I keep bringing up whenever we talk about this, type of situation. So it'd be interesting to see if they do go to the pass, especially after the pass touchdown that they had down there earlier in the quarter.
Third down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Motion. Smith's going to do the option play. It's going to be for Hudson on the outside. He was hit hard. There's going to be a flag on the play. 2 flags. Make it 3 flags there on the play.
4, Jake.
There's a big holding. It's going to be a holding on McKeesport.
And there was
maybe a block in the back as well.
There was another one too. Yeah, 3 flags are down on the field. He is short of the first down. Hudson got 9 yards for now. No, it would be a first down, guys, actually. He got to the 35. And, yeah, good call.
It is a holding.
Going to be a holding on McKeesport. Back McKeesport up 10 yards. It's going to be third down. Again, and a third down and 20.
And, Logan, go back to what you said about that run game. I talked to senior linebacker Nate Turchik today. He said if they could slow down that run game and force McKeesport to pass, that they would be in good shape.
Well, the run games will carry their team the whole year. You saw it with the PT, which we keep bringing up. In the PT, when they stopped their run game, they won the game, and they shut out this McKeesport offense.
It's a third down and 22 as they are backed up 12 yards. He's going to throw. He's going to wind up, go deep. It's triple coverage, incomplete.
Almost picked off though.
It was a trick play. The lineman went down to fake a block. They went deep looking for Dion Webb, but there was coverage back there by Philip Marr and Andrew Soxman. Marr just missed getting an interception there, but it's going to be incomplete. And McKeesport will have to punt on 4th down to 20.
That trick play almost just killed their entire play. I mean, when the lineman went down, there were 3 Mustang defenders left wide open right in front of the quarterback, which forced the bad pass, which obviously forced the incompletion.
I think the key there was the pressure by the Mustang defensive line.
And we're going to get a timeout by McKeesport, as they only had 10 men on the field. And that probably doesn't make Coach George Smith very happy right there. McKeesport burns their first time out of the half. They have 2 remaining.
Well, they had to waste a timeout in the first half for a similar reason. I don't know the specific, but it was a similar reason they had to waste it, and they left with 2, and now they're left with 2 in what is a close game that could easily come back to haunt them.
And that's not 2 miscues now, Logan. The missed extra point is right now really costly for a 6-3 football game.
Jay, going back to that missed extra point, I don't think there was any reason that ball should have been. It was just shanked.
It wasn't shanked. It wasn't off. It was just a poor snap.
Yes, and the kick was a line drive.
Yeah, it was a line drive. I mean, when you get a high snap like that and the kicker's already running in, it is very hard for the holder to try and turn the ball over and get laces out, like we've seen in the Ace Ventura movie. If you put laces in, you're gonna miss the kick.
Finkel, laces out, exactly.
Ray Finkel knows best in this moment.
Tywan Smith back to punt for McKeesport. There's the snap. He's going to get the kickoff, almost blocked. Qualfair catches it at the 28-yard line. Mustangs brought the cavalry.
Almost blocked and almost running into the punter penalty there.
7:04 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. It's McKeesport 6, Plum 3. Plum has been shut down for the most part in the second half on the offensive side of the ball, but the Mustang defense has come up clutch on that last drive, stopping McKeesport from getting anything on that drive. 1st down and 10. Fuhrer is in the pistol. Fuhrer fakes the handoff. Gonna roll out, and he's in trouble. Sack. It's gonna be Tymar Sutton with the sack, his 2nd of the game.
Again, there was nothing wrong with the blocking there. Just a great defensive play. The real deal, Todd LeVar said it earlier in the broadcast. That left side, they keep getting down in there, and they keep, causing miscues on the offense.
That's a sack of 13 yards. It'll be a 2nd down and 23 coming up for the Mustangs. And up here in the booth, you can feel it. We know there was a big play potential right there, and it hurts when they get sacked like that. Handoff to the outside. He's stuffed again on the outside. That's going to be Tyron Bynum. Coxon maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. No, he's going to lose. Line of scrimmage was actually the 15-yard line, but he's backed up 4 on that play. It's going to be a 3rd down and 29 coming up for the Mustangs. They need to get to the 38-yard line. They're currently at the 11. Need to get 28. They're in the Wildcat with Soxman. Soxman to the outside. He's going to get stuffed. McKeesport defense right there. Justice Smith there on the tackle, number 7. And Plum will have to punt again, as, again, it's a defensive battle so far in this game from both teams.
This game is going to come down to the very last drive. Plain and simple. This game is going to come down right to the very last drive.
Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Logan. Zach Nolan back to punt. It's a low snap, and thank goodness he got it off.
Still got a decent punt out of that.
And it's going to touch Nick Robb at the 47-yard line. Philip Marr actually down that ball.
Oh, it bounced off of a Plum player like 10 yards before that.
It should be where the Plum player touched the ball. It was a low kick. He didn't know it was going to be there.
Yeah, it was unlucky play. There's nothing wrong. His back was turned unlucky.
Yeah, and they're going to move McKeesport up to around the 35-yard line where the ball was first touched by the Mustangs. It was Nick Robb. Well, Mustangs defense is going to need a big stop here. First down and 10 from the 35.
One wide receiver outside. Expect to run here again.
Smith gives it up the middle. Not much, though, for Kalik Hudson. Handoff was actually for 26, Taylor Anderson. Give him 2. Second down and 8 coming up for the Tigers.
And Jake, a stop here for this Mustang defense would be huge.
Second down and 8. 4:17 and counting in this third quarter. Plenty of time left in this game. And it's going to be a keeper. 5, Taiwan Smith will be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
And again, I was faked out by that triple option.
I saw it. I actually did see on that play. I followed it a little bit better there. Taiwan Smith.
It looked like a handoff.
Well, I did too.
I thought it was a handoff to number 26, Taylor Anderson there. But I missed it. Good thing I'm not back at defense.
Taiwan Smith was stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a third down and 8. Mustang crowd getting rowdy right here. 22, Cromartie in motion. Big play here. Option play. Toss for Hudson. Hudson in trouble, but Hudson's going to get to the outside. Hudson has some room. Hudson is close. Hudson still at the 20. Hudson at the 10. And will be out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Kalik Hudson with an unbelievable stop-and-go play. Started on the right side and came back to the left and got 30 yards. And McKeesport is setting up shop in the red zone.
Now, I don't know if you saw this or not, but there was a huge block by wide receiver number 3, Dion Webb, on Billy Bob Baird. Billy Bob looks like he was going to get him and probably would have, stopped him like 20 yards before that, but there's a huge block there, which of course caused the big gain.
That's great presence of mind to change directions and find the open hole.
It's going to be first and goal from the 3 for McKeesport. Behind Taiwan Smith is Tymar Sutton. It's going to be a handoff. Touchdown, McKeesport. Tymar Sutton gets into the end zone, gets the second touchdown of the game for the Tigers. And this crowd has been silenced here at Plum.
Still a lot of time left, though, Jake. I still think we got enough time to mount a couple drives and get a couple scores.
Extra point coming here by 36, Caleb Shork, who missed it last time. Kicked it low. It was a low snap, or a high snap on the last one. Here's a snap. Shork's kick is up. It is going to be
barely.
Just by a margin. McKeesport makes it 13-3 now with 3:09 remaining in the third quarter of play.
Jake, I think the Mustangs need some type of points here to get something going.
There's 3:09 left. Quick shout out to Farmers Insurance and agent Kyle Simmons. 724-244-5796. That's Kyle Simmons with Farmers Insurance. We are insurance. We are farmers.
Back kick for the Mustangs. Receive the kick. Number 14, Andrew Soxman. Number 24, Nick Robb.
See if the Mustangs can get a big return here with Andrew Soxman even sparked his team up a little bit. You're watching the 7th edition of Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Plum TV and the Plum Mustang Sports Network. I'm Jake Matola, along with Logan Carney, Anthony Lagnies, Richie Rossi, Nick Spudsatovich, and Mr. Todd Lavar's with us this evening, 9th grade English teacher and TV1 teacher at Plum Senior High School. Kickoff is short. It's going to be for Nick Robb. Robb up the middle. Nick Robb has some room. Robb gets to the 50. Nick Robb gets down to the 36-yard line. Mustangs in great field position to start this next drive to try to tie and make it a one-possession game.
No, for a moment there, I forgot I was a broadcaster. Pumping my fists, high-fiving back here. I know all the fans here, and if you don't know what's happening at this game at home, I mean, you probably will know the results, but you're probably going to be doing this at home too.
Mustang crowd got up on their feet like it was a Steeler game right there, returning a touchdown. That was big momentum builder. I'm just going to say it right now. I just said it right before the kickoff, guys. They need a big return, and they got it right there from Nick Robb. Soxman, keeper. Soxman up the middle. Gets a good gain to around the 29-yard line. Second down and a short 3 coming up for the Mustangs.
And now, since you're in great field goal range from Jake Chappell, and he just had a great run, just keep running the ball right up the gut. It's worked all season. You know, we haven't seen him much this game because McKeesport has done a great job blitzing. But now that you're in field goal range, it's a great time to try and, you know, test their defense and keep running the ball, running the ball, running the ball.
And Jake, going back to that kickoff, that's the 3rd kickoff in a row that we've seen come up short.
Well, even with the last two field goals, I mean, the one he missed wasn't his fault, but the other one was almost, you know, didn't cross the crossbar.
Not his game today.
Soxman handoff up the middle for Coxon. He's close.
He'll be about a yard short.
Yeah, good call, Logan. He's going to get to the 27. It's going to be a 3rd down and a short 1. Mustangs have to get to the 26. They're calling it about 1.5, so. Do you see Soxman carrying it here, Logan, or are you seeing him probably hand off to Coxon here?
I see Coxon. I mean, Coxon did a great job early, you know, before he got hurt. But of course, Soxman's also coming off a great game. He just had that big run. It can go either way. 3rd
down and about 1.5. Soxman keeps, and he's in trouble. He's stopped at the line, at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down coming up, and decision time for Matt Morgan.
Chappell's coming out.
Yes, he's going to send the field goal unit out. This is at the 31-yard line. This is going to be around a 47-yard field goal. Check that. Make it 48-yard field goal from Chappell.
Definitely not out of his range.
Yeah, you're right, Richie.
McKeesport defense has just done an amazing job stopping the Wildcat formation so far this game.
Chappell's going to try a 48-yard field goal. Here's the snap. Chappell's kick is going to be low. And we got a flag on the play. Flag on the play. If this is a running into the kicker penalty, it's going to be a 1st down for the Mustangs. Even if it's a running into the kicker penalty, it'll be a 1st down due to 5 yards. It's going to be a running into the kicker penalty. It's a 5-yard penalty. It should be enough to give the Mustangs a 1st down.
That is just a stupid penalty by McKeesport defense. McKeesport special teams. There is no reason you should make that penalty. No reason at all. Anytime, like, if Mustangs got a huge break there, now they need to capitalize it. They capitalized on some great, you know, obviously great for us, but not great for McKeesport. But some huge penalties by McKeesport on offense. They were able to stop them whenever they got penalties. Now it will be the reverse with McKeesport getting a penalty on defense now. Let's hope that they can take advantage of it like their defense has so far in the game.
So we'll see Soxman and the Wildcat come back on the field at the 25-yard line. 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Soxman up the middle, got hit hard on the play. Forward progress will mark him at the 23.5-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Mustangs.
I could be wrong, but I don't think we've seen Will Fuhrer take a snap so far this drive. I think it's been all Wildcat.
We can see Will standing on the sidelines down here.
We're going to see if they can get one more play off, 10 seconds and counting. Down to 5. Flag on the play. It's going to be on the Mustangs.
Well, back what we said earlier, Will's taking a lot of huge hits. You got
a timeout.
Yes, timeout Mustangs. No flag. Flag was picked up. Timeout Mustangs. They now have 2 remaining. We have 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter, so we will see one more play.
Now, like, as I was saying, we've seen Will take a lot of huge, painful hits so far in this game. He's standing on the sideline now. He's probably just going to sit a drive out. Let's hope he didn't get injured. Let's hope that he's just got a couple bruises and be right back in this game.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Mustangs. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Dylan Whiteman's in motion to the left. Soxman fakes the handoff. Soxman going to roll out. Soxman's going to get forward and stay inbounds, but it doesn't matter. It's the end of the third quarter. Soxman will lose a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 when we come back. Our score after 3 quarters in Plum is McKeesport 13, Plum 3. You're going to be in for an interesting fourth quarter of play coming up. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter of play here on Plum TV and the Plum Mustang Sports Network.
Also, congratulations to the girls soccer team for qualifying for the WPL playoffs. PBSD to the playoffs as well as opponent. I also want to shout out to Michael Brown area, Amy Reynolds,
And Logan, our weekly shout out to the Keepers of the Spirit down there, the Plum cheerleaders doing a great job tonight, as usual. They got all of us up here cheering. Fuhrer's going to throw on 3rd down. He has to sneak up the middle. Fuhrer's going to get some positive yardage. He's hit hard. Fuhrer gets 3 yards. It's going to be a 4th down and 7, and they're going to send Chaplin, the field goal unit, back out there for a 39, make it a 40-yard field goal attempt.
Chaplin on to try the 40-yard field goal attempt for the Mustangs.
And this is to try to make it a 1-possession game as we're just underway in the fourth quarter, 11:30 remaining in this game. McKeesport 13, Plum 3. Chapla's kicking a 40-yarder. He's made a 41-yarder tonight, but he's also missed a 51-yarder. Chapla's kick is a line drive. It is up, and it is no good. Chapla pulls it right. No good, and McKeesport will get the ball at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10, and a big missed opportunity right there for the Mustangs. First down and 10 for McKeesport. Smith, hands off up the middle for Hudson. Hudson stays on his feet, gets to the outside, gets to the 27-yard line. It's going to be a second down and 3 coming up for the Tigers. And guys, give credit to where credit is due. Jake Chapla has made just about every single field goal attempt he's had this year and has come up in the clutch, but just unfortunately just pulled it a little bit right there. And right now, it cost the Mustangs a chance to make it a one-possession game.
Yeah. Sorry, Logan.
Well, nobody's going to make every single field goal.
They're not perfect.
You can tell by Chappie's body expression right now on the sideline that he's thinking about it, but he has to just forget about it and just let it move on.
Because the opportunity could present itself later in the game. Handoff Hudson. Hudson has a first down for McKeesport to the 32-yard line. About a 5-yard gain.
Now, we've said this before about Will. Will's taken a lot of huge hits. Hudson from McKeesport has taken a lot of huge hits by the Mustangs defense. Him and Will have both played just tough, just straight tough football.
Khalid Hudson now over 100 yards rushing. He has 17 rushes for 111 yards. First down and 10 for the Tigers from the 32. Handoff, flag on the play.
Rolled dead.
And that's going to back them up, it looks like.
Referees are discussing.
And Jake, while we have a second here, looking over at the student section, looks like they're finally getting some spirit back.
Dead ball, false start penalty on McKeesport. Will back them up 5 yards. And they will remain first down, but it's now 15, first and 15 coming up for the McKeesport Tigers. Under 10 minutes now remaining in the game.
And Jake, I think if the Mustangs can find some way to force some type of turnover here, that'd be huge.
They forced 2 turnovers already. First down and 15. Smith, hands off up the middle for number 6, Tymar Sutton. Sutton gets 3 yards. It's going to be a second down and 12.
There's still 9 minutes left in the game, but that clock keeps ticking away. McKeesport's going to keep running the ball and running that clock out. Mustangs need to at least not let them get a conversion here, or a second down, but not letting a conversion here on second or third down. They need to get the ball back quickly.
We're going to see an option play. Quarterback Smith will keep it. Taiwan Smith gets to the 34-yard line. It's going to be a big third down and 8 coming up for the Tigers. We see Jake Tessick sub in the game right now for the Mustangs defense.
This is way too quiet.
Stop here would be huge.
Mustang crowd getting loud here. Motion. It's going to be an option play. Toss to the outside. He's down. Mustangs with the stop. Khalid Hudson will lose a big chunk of yards, brought down.
Now you need to score on this possession. When the Mustangs get the ball back, they need to get a score, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. They just need to get a score to be right back in this game.
Any type of score here would light a fire under their feet and hopefully get them going.
Crossy there with the big tackle. Khalid Hudson loses 5 yards on the play. And now Taiwan Smith will stay in the game to go back to punt for the Tigers. 4th down and 13. Back to return for the Mustangs are Crossy and Quao. Crossy lets it bounce. He's going to return it. Crossy going to get to around the 48-yard line, make it the 49 due to forward progress. Mustangs had great field position. First down and 10 coming up.
You gotta hope Jake Chaplin still isn't thinking about that last missed field goal, because the Mustangs, the way this defense McKeesport has played, they're gonna need his leg.
Mustangs have a first down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. As I said, 7:22 remaining in the game. McKeesport 13, Plum 3. Fears in the shotgun. He's going to throw. Got time. He's going to go deep. He's hit hard. It's going to be incomplete. Miscommunication on the side of the McKeesport Tigers as two guys went for the football, and the Mustangs will get a break.
Well, even though the secondary, obviously had the miscommunication down there, that front line defense forced a bad throw. We saw a lot of time by Will, but I couldn't see what number it was, but somebody just got in there and hit him as he threw, which forced a bad pass, and should have been an interception there by McKeesport.
Yeah, give credit right there, Logan. Tymar Sutton, who's been in scoring a rushing touchdown tonight for McKeesport and had 2 sacks on defense, who's probably been a big impact player on this game so far for both teams. Second down and 10, Mustangs back in the pistol, or excuse me, not the pistol, the shotgun. Will rolls to the right, he's in trouble. He's going to throw it incomplete. Pressure there by Khalid Hudson, who took Fuhrer down after the play. It's going to be a third down and 10 coming up for the Mustangs.
We haven't seen McKeesport's secondary tested, pretty much at all this game, because of all the run plays that were called by the Mustangs. So far, they've been putting up some good coverage, at least on the last 2 plays in this drive.
Are you expecting this to be 2-down territory here for the Mustangs?
Well, it has to be. You need to get a score here on this drive. You need to get a score.
Mustangs going with 4 wide. Snap, Fuhrer's going to throw. Got time over the middle. It's incomplete, intended for 84, Philip Marr. Incomplete, 4th down and 10. See, the play call is going to be here for the Mustangs. Probably, I imagine, another pass play. Just, it's a matter of Fuhrer gets the protection. Are you surprised the first play they didn't run?
I'm a little bit surprised. You got to score here, but the run game hasn't really worked out that well. For either team, for McKeesport, it didn't work at all for the first half. McKeesport has picked it up in the second half, but the McKeesport's run defense has been on point this game. So, I'm a little bit surprised, but, I could have seen them going either way, honestly.
Here's the big 4th and 10. Fuhrer in trouble. He has to skate the pocket. Ball is loose. It does not matter. It's going to be McKeesport football.
Ball will go over to McKeesport at the Plum 47-yard line. First down, McKeesport.
Plum recovered the ball. Nonetheless, it's going to be a turnover on downs, and McKeesport's going to get the ball with 6:57 remaining.
Mustang defense need to step up here, hold them from getting a first down. McKeesport's obviously going to try and run the clock out as much as possible. With the way the running game has definitely picked up the second half, they need to stop them from getting that first down, or else it could spell trouble for the Mustangs.
All it takes is one big play, guys. Turn the tide.
First down and 10 coming up for the Tigers from the 47-yard line. 3 wide to the left of Smith. Stoppage and play. Dead ball, delay of game on McKeesport. Back them up 5 yards to the 48-yard line. It's going to be first down and 15.
Jake, that's just a mental error. Penalties like that should not happen.
Well, Richie, the play clock is dead. It's not been properly functioning throughout the game, so the referees have been giving hand signals to both teams. It has not been a problem until now. McKeesport takes a 5-yard penalty. And we're going to have another stoppage in play. And Coach George Smith is not happy right now with the Tigers. He's going to take a timeout It's going to be the second of the half. He only has one remaining.
And that is 2 timeouts wasted by McKeesport. If the Mustangs do get back in this game and get a lead, that will obviously come back to haunt them no matter, how the game ends.
And we have an upset on hand. West Allegheny is leading. West Allegheny is leading the Woodland Hills Wolverines 27-13 at the end of the third quarter.
First down and 15. McKeesport on the road, 28. Yeah, great time for some noise.
First down and 15 coming up for the Tigers. Snap, and it's going to be a penalty on Hudson because Hudson broke early. It's going to be a false start penalty on the Tigers.
And we're starting to see a little bit of the Mustang crowd start to clear out. But you got to think back to the game where we were down, I think it was 17-3 going into the last quarter. The crowd started dispersing, and we came back and even almost won that game. Jake maybe could remind me of the opponent that was
North
against.
Hills, yes.
North
correct.
Hills.
An update in the section. It's halftime in Penn Trafford. Penn Trafford is leading non-conference opponent Shaler 49-3. First and 20. Handoff is for the outside for 23, Kyreek Sales. Amose! Who has the football? McKeesport recovered the fumble. It's going to be second down and around 19 coming up for the Tigers. Make it 20. They did not get any yardage on the gain. Fumble was forced on the last play. Mustangs were close to recovering it, but McKeesport fell back on the football, retained possession, and it'll be second down and 20.
And that was just even though the Mustangs didn't come with the ball, just a great heads-up ball strip by 84 Philip Marr. Just a great defensive play there.
Philip been big on defense. They're going to throw. It's a deep pass. It's going to be incomplete, in and out of the hands of Andrew Soxman, who almost had a pick and had some room in front of him to work with. But nonetheless, it'll be a third down and 20 coming up for the Tigers.
That would have been an amazing pick, a one-handed pick. If this was NFL, that would have been on ESPN top 10 for like 3 weeks straight. We like to thank, so I apologize if I'm not pronouncing nice, Haribo, for pronouncing it, for providing the snacks for us here in the broadcast booth for today's game.
Thank you to Haribo Gummies. Third down and 20. Snap, handoff for Hudson. No, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. It's going to be close to a first down, and he got it. Tywan Smith kept the ball and got a 22-yard gain, and is enough for a McKeesport first down.
He did step out of bounds, though. That does stop the clock. But it really doesn't matter because now McKeesport can run even more time off the clock.
George Smith going with a double option, and quarterback Tywan Smith electing to keep it. Gets a 22-yard gain and a McKeesport first down to the 35-yard line. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff for number 6, Sutton. He's going to be down. down at the 29-yard line. It's going to be second down and 6. Excuse me, second down and 4. Zach Martin there on the stop for the Mustangs. Second down and 4. Smith hands off for Hudson. Hudson's going to have the first down a little bit more. Hudson will not go down. And he is finally brought down at the 19-yard line. McKeesport's back in the Heinz red zone with 4:54 remaining in this game. And maybe trying to put the game away here with a touchdown late.
Go ahead, Richard.
Mustangs definitely need to stop here.
Well, even if they get a touchdown here, it's still an amazing game played by the Mustangs defense. You got to give them credit where credit deserves. The whole first half, they shut out this great run game.
Going to be a handoff for Cromarty.
7 on the tackle.
Bill Irvin with the tackle for the Mustangs. Cromarty gets 4.5, maybe 5. It's going to be second down coming up.
Now you're starting to see the frustrations come out by the Mustangs defense.
And Jake, not to discount the end of this game, but this makes, if the Mustangs do end up losing this game, this makes that game in PT that much bigger.
Ball is at the Mustangs 14-yard line, second down and a long 4.
Give Cromarty around 5. It's going to be second down and 5 from the 14. Going to be a handoff for Hudson. Hudson's going to be stopped by the Mustangs. First to get there was Nick Poprocky, and Nick Robb also there on the stop. It's going to bring up a third down. And with McKeesport's kicking woes, who knows if this may be 2-down territory for them too. You never know. 3:30 and counting to go in this game. McKeesport 13, Plum 3.
With the way their defense has been playing, I don't think they really mind turning the ball over when it's all the way down, in the opposite red zone. The Mustangs, the way McKeesport's defense playing, Mustangs can easily make a mistake, and McKeesport can get maybe a defensive touchdown.
Handoff up the middle. Nope, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Keeper by Tywan Smith. And Zach Martin picked up the football, but Smith was ruled down before the ball came loose. It will be fourth down. It's going to be 4th and 3. McKeesport's got to get to the 9-yard line for first down. They're currently at the 12. And they are going to go for it here, Logan. This is big right here. Mustangs need a stop to stay in this game for now. 4th and 3. Smith, quarterback keeper. Smith is going to keep it. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. We do have a flag on the play.
And that's going to be, it looks like it's going to be on the Mustangs for a late hit there.
Flag was thrown before the touchdown too, Logan. But if it is conflicting penalties, they will redo the down. If it's on McKeesport, Mustangs will happily accept the penalty. We will see what it is here from the head official. It's going to be a holding on McKeesport. That is big for the Mustangs. Back McKeesport up 10 yards. It's going to be now 4th down and 13. And now an interesting decision here from Coach George Smith on what the play call is going to be here. I'm expecting another run play, but they could maybe change up from the double option to the triple option.
I'd still leave the offense out there and do a nice run play. The kicking game has been unlucky so far in this game for McKeesport, and the way that they've been running the ball recently, you got to imagine that they feel confident with how they're running game. They have to run the ball here.
Clock is frozen at 2:23. 4th down and 9. Motion. Smith gonna throw. Smith gonna go for the end zone. It's a touchdown. What a catch by Khalik Hudson. Nick Robb tried to make that play, but it was just out of the outstretched hands. And McKeesport, for all intents and purposes, has just extended this lead and maybe got a victory here this evening.
Well, the way their offense is so good, only because, you know, they got such great running game, such a great running game. We saw 2 touchdowns today through the passing game because everyone in the stadium other than the McKeesport sideline was expecting a run. When you're expecting a run and they come out and they do a nice, you know, short pass like that, it's going to be a score.
Kick by Shook is up and good. McKeesport extends their lead to 3 possessions now. It's now 20-3. And this Mustang crowd has been silenced. From Mustang Stadium in Plum, I am Jake Matola. Alongside me with Logan Carney, Anthony Lagnes, Richie Rossi, Nick Spudzatovich, and the real deal, Mr. Todd LaVarse, TV1 and English teacher at Plum Senior High School. To the left of me are my favorite stat guys that come with us every week. We have fun up here because we are probably the best people up in this press box, not to give anybody discredit. Mr. Morgan, Mr. Kestrich, and Mr. Casillo next to me.
36 short. To kick off for the timeout.
We will give you some final scores of other games after the game is over. Make sure to stay tuned for our Coca-Cola post-game report. Final thoughts, scores, and an upcoming preview of next week's contest at first place Penn Trafford. Soxman to return. Gets up the middle. Andrew Soxman has a hole up the middle, stays on his feet, gets to around the 36-yard line. And speaking of next week, Plum next week is in Penn Trafford at Warrior Stadium for a big game against first place Penn Trafford, who is ranked 3rd in the WPIAL and undefeated and looking like they're going to go 7-0 with right now a big lead over Shaler in their non-conference game. We'll have to give you a score in the Altoona game as well as Norwin, because this could bounce the Mustangs back. Fuhrer in trouble. He's going to run. Will bounce forward to the 42-yard line. Fuhrer gets 5, 2nd down and 5, clock ticking. Under 2 minutes to go.
And for reasons unknown, the Mustangs don't really seem too concerned about the clock right now.
2nd and 5. Fuhrer, handoff for Coxon. Coxon up the middle, has a first down for the Mustangs. Ball is loose. McKeesport has recovered it. It's going to be 30. Devon Brown. Brown's going to keep going. Brown's at the 30. Brown is going to get to the 20. Brown is at the 10. Brown is down at around the 2-yard line. We have a flag on the play. Coxon fumbled the football.
Looks like that might be a block in the back, Jake.
There were a couple block in the backs I saw by McKeesport. One was all the way back here at the 40, and one was down there at the 20.
But unfortunately, it does negate the fumble. It will be for certain a fumble and McKeesport football.
And I hate to say, but probably McKeesport win. Great defensive play there to secure the victory for McKeesport.
Yeah, that is going to be. It's going to be a holding on McKeesport after the fumble recovery, forcing Plum's 2nd turnover of the game, a Kevin Brown fumble, and now a Nick Coxon fumble. Plum also had a turnover on downs on their last drive. It'll be first down from the 31-yard line. McKeesport's going to kneel the ball and take a huge road victory here at Mustang Stadium against Plum, and advance to 6-1 and 5-1 in section play, and keep their section title hopes alive as well.
And Jake, something positive to pull out of this game was the great play by the Mustangs defense.
McKeesport going to just run the clock out here with a run play. Going to be a handoff up the middle for Tymar Sutton. Sutton stays on his feet. Gets down at around the 21-yard line, close to a first down. It's going to be second down and inches. Turchik with the tackle for the Mustangs. Mustangs would fall to 4-3 and 4-2 in section play. Plum still just needs one more victory to clinch a playoff spot. A playoff spot would be clinched with a Connellsville loss. There's a kneel by Smith. And that is going to end our ball game here at Plum. Our final score, McKeesport comes into this game ranked 5th. Plum comes in ranked 10th, pulls off a huge ranked victory against the Mustangs, 20-3. A big thing that caused McKeesport to do so well was their defense. And that's got to be the big key of the game, guys. As welcome to our Coca-Cola post-game report. I'm Jake Rotolo, alongside me Logan Carney, Anthony Lagnies, and Richie Rossi. Mustangs fall 20-3. They fall to 4-3 and now 4-2 in section play. And they'll have a huge game at Penn Trafford next week to maybe, if it win, with a win, clinch a playoff spot, or barring a Connellsville loss tonight, that also clinches a playoff spot for the Mustangs. With your thoughts on the post game, I want to start with Logan. Just your keys to the game and what went right for the McKeesport Tigers.
Well, you got to give credit to where credit is due. Like we've been saying, it's the defense. McKeesport defense showed up today. And that's not to say that the Mustang defense did not. The Mustang defense played a great game, too. That 20-3 score is a lot closer than it should have been. Just a couple great defensive plays by McKeesport locked up the victory. The running game that wasn't there for McKeesport in the first half of the game ended up showing there in the second half. And that's what caused them to, put up 20 points in one half and caused them to win the game. And it was a great defensive battle. And even though the Mustangs lost, it is a moral victory as they just played great defense against one of the better offensive teams in the Whippeals.
Thank you, Logan. Anthony, can I get your thoughts on the 20-3 victory for the McKeesport Tigers here this evening?
This is my first time on the headset today, but but yeah, McKeesport, that tricky offense, known as the wishbone, they did pretty good. The Mustangs handled themselves pretty well on defense overall. Just our offense needed to step up a little bit better, but overall, a decent performance, and let's try and get the Warriors next week in Penn Trafford.
Richie, your thoughts on tonight's game?
I think Logan summed it up the best. It was a defensive battle. Mustangs played great defense. The offensive game wasn't there, but they'll get that ironed out, and they'll be good next week against McKeesport.
Plum is at
against PT rather.
Plum is at PT next week. Penn Trafford. It's Penn Trafford Senior Week next week. Plum can try to wrap a playoff spot up next week with a victory. Connellsville, if they lose tonight, Plum would also clinch a playoff spot. But unfortunately, the evening ended a Mustang loss 20-3 to the McKeesport Tigers. On behalf of myself, Mr. Todd LaVarse, Logan Carney, Nick Spudzatovich, Anthony Lagnies, and Richie Rossi, good night from Mustang Stadium. We will see you in Penn Trafford next week for maybe our game of the year. Good night, guys.